closing rate in this car is something that Team Mile NASA is interested in. So we know that you're going to watch this, Cadillac, General Motors, hopefully not your insurers, and we're definitely interested in this car for the 2010 season. So
yeah,
because this car is the
ultimate. For the record,
I mean,
Burnout Radio would love to do a video with this car as well. So
absolutely,
and don't be scared by our name, Burnout Radio. We don't do burnouts ever.
Whatever. We just filmed it and call it good advertising.
Your camera got all blurry.
Did it?
I think.
Oh, yeah, it comes back in.
Oh. Well, all right. One of the things I'm noticing that's a little bit different about the CTS-V is you actually have a lot more power than in the regular CTS. And by a lot, I mean 200 more horsepower.
Hence the V.
Yeah. Car's got 556 horsepower, supercharged LSA.
And over 500 foot-pounds of torque.
Yes.
So that's, what they were saying, it's what, 200 more horsepower, or 200 more foot-pounds of torque than the BMW's got? The M5?
I don't know that it's that much more.
He was saying it was 3 and some change in the BMW.
I don't want to quote it because I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but that's what they were.
Normally I don't mind to beat up other brands, but the M5 is actually...
Well, I'm not taking with it, just to kind of put this in reference of where it sits.
Well, exactly. I mean, the M5, honest to God, that's the closest competitor to this car.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as stock right out of the factory.
The interiors on these new Cadillacs rock, too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the feel of the steering wheel.
The Alcantara on the steering wheel.
Yes. It's, I mean, if you guys go look at this.
Nothing is better than a skin baby llama on your steering wheel.
Too personal.
I gotta tell you something about this. I mean, for those of you in the street racer crowd out there that really think Cadillac, I mean, come on, seriously, get a load of this wheel. I mean, the camera's just not going to do it justice. The way it feels, it should say Sparco or Momo in the middle of it. I mean, I'm not kidding. This thing, the grip, it's just set up right. Well, I do wish that we had like maybe about another inch of
the 9 and 3 o'clock notches came down a little further.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just because, you know, if you got great big monster hands like this, you know, I don't know if Speed Sport Life's watching this, your legs are going to fit in the car. I've actually not got the seat all the way back because Charlie's behind me. I didn't want to crowd him, and I know you were concerned about that. So,
however, on a hard launch, my knee is kind of pinned between the door and the seat. So.
Yeah, under hard braking, it'd be pinned even more.
Well, when you get on it hard, the seat comes back. See?
Yeah, it does.
That's one of the things I'm noticing about the cars. The seat's not quite set in its position. I don't know if that's a design feature or a build quality issue.
I think we're behaving really well. I mean, we've been in the car for what, about 7-8 minutes now, and we have not broke triple digits, and we're not going to. No, that might actually be like the longest Team Hauling Ass has sat in the car. I mean, dude, I could take a rental Camry and put it over 100, leaving the rental lot at DFW before you get where you have to turn right
to
off
the
main road.
We're going to go ahead and censor that part so GM doesn't see it.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, it's not about driving fast. And you know what? The CTS-V, and some of you guys are definitely going to laugh, this car isn't about driving fast. This car is actually about the overall experience.
It's a touring car.
This car is the ultimate touring car. I mean, that's why I really think this would be a kick-ass rally car.
This is something you can set at 80 miles an hour on cruise control and drive for days and not be uncomfortable.
You could set this car on 120 on the cruise control, and
easy.
The cops aren't going to look at it. They're going to be looking at, you know, us blowing by in the vet with the stickers all over.
Yeah.
Even with stickers on this car, I think, you know, you get a nice neutral color like this, it's going to slip under the radar. But for everyday driving, I mean, if you're the kind of person that just likes to drive, you know, like 20 over, and I'm just trying to talk like general public a little bit. You know, my value system's skewed on the speed limit in this country, but honestly, this is the kind of car that, as long as you're not driving like an idiot, they're not going to give it a second look in terms of law enforcement, and that's a big thing. I mean, it's if you want to really enjoy the car, the power of the car. I am a huge fan of drifting and tire smoking going sideways, but you know what? Kenny Brack really proved a point at the X Games this year. That drifting stuff looks cool, but it's the old adage of when your wheels are spinning, you're not putting power to the ground. This car will put power to the ground in just about any circumstance.
That's what I mean. It was the fastest car around the Nürburgring until the Porsche Panamera came around.
You know, and I just wonder what it's going to be like once that car really goes into full production. On the one hand, on the other hand, this car looks better. To me, the Panamera looks like, you know...
You stretched a Porsche.
It looks like you stretched a frog. I mean,
well, yeah, actually, it does look like he stretched a frog. Yeah,
it does. I mean, that's what my gal, I've tweeted it a couple of times. That's what she said. She's like, it looks like somebody stretched a 911. She goes, no, it looks like somebody stretched a frog. But you know, if for Porsche fans out there, that car might be what, if you're a GM fan and you really like Corvettes, but let's say you got married and you're having a little one or whatever, this is the perfect family car for the driving enthusiast. I mean, there's 4 of us in the car right now, and she's the only one that's small.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of us are pretty good size. And I mean, I'm a big old boy, and you know,
I'm a fat ass.
Charlie can eat with me, you know. So it's
I can out eat both of them. Oh, and there's another V moment. But you got
V moments. There you go.
You got stitching all
term.
over. You got a nice good soft touch leather. You've got wood grain. You've got chrome accents all over the place, and it really makes a very luxurious style of interior.
You see their braking coming off the ramp like they always do. We're gonna go through the hole here. I mean, this is just Sunday driving for me, folks. I mean, seriously, we're making these maneuvers. This car feels like you're going 35, 40 miles an hour at, you know, double that speed when you're making moves like this. It's just solidly planted. I'd be willing to bet if we stepped it up another 40, 50 mile an hour, it would still feel this planted. And you know, it really does. I've made this comparison a couple times before, and I'm more than, you know, happy and feel privileged to make it here on Burnout Radio. This is a Z06 with a back seat. You can't go wide open throttle on the Z06, even with all the full controls on. You can't smack that Z06 throttle like you can smack this car. It will go up in smoke. You'll be all over the daggone place trying to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Whereas in this car, I mean,
you got the extra weight to help keep traction down.
Absolutely, you got that, and that's where it really. I mean, and I got to give kudos to General Motors. The fact that you guys have cut that cool deal with Michelin, you know, for the ZR1 and for this car to get the Michelin Pilot Sports on the production cars here. Kudos, because those tires, not to knock Goodyear. Goodyear's made some great cars, you know, great tires for GM cars over the years.
Just better.
Man, these Pilot Sports. I mean, these are the tires that we run on the vets when we want to run, you know, serious events, not just go out and drive them on the street for whatever. And they cost so much more is the thing. I mean, you'll go through them, but this car holds planted so well. I don't think you'll go through the tires as quick. At least most people won't. Because you're not doing a lot of slipping and sliding in this car. I mean, the car is just stuck to the road. Good God, this car feels good. I love this thing.
Dude,
you know,
off-ramp and on-ramp theme.
GM, I've got to give you credit. I mean, thank you for building this car. You can buy this car loaded cheaper than you can buy a loaded Z06.
Or,
quite honestly, I'd rather have this over a Z06.
Depends on what you want to do with it.
As sacrilegious as that is, this car is usable. The Z06 is not.
If you are only going to have one car, then yeah,
the problem with things like the Z06, if we ran into anything with the Grand Sport, it's not usable. The power you've got on tap, you can't ever use it. You go to full throttle, you're at ticket speeds in less than 4 seconds.
Yeah, you're worried about things like
I can't, like the suspension. There's no body roll in this car at all, but there's no stiffness to the suspension.
It doesn't feel as stiff as the Z06. I mean, it doesn't feel like a track car.
It's not bone jarring.
It doesn't feel like a track car. It's even got the tires on it to go.
I do have a request. We need to pull over up here and make a driver change.
Oh, absolutely.